Look, I'm black guy. Hello, how may I help you?
Hey, Habibi, look, my hang low ain't working like it's supposed to. You got any of them sex pills?
May I randomly suggest one of these generic products?
Nah.
You should take the A game, little bro.
Bling bling for the ding ding.
Nah.
You shouldn't be taking that poison, little bro. Here, try one of mine.
Yes, right.
A game will make a girl give you her credit card number.
It is very true.
Plus, it's an all-natural solution for men. Not like these gas station pills gonna make your manhood shrivel up and fall off.
Oh my golly, he's right. A-game is an all-natural solution for men. And you take it and it give you energy and libido and your vitality will be out the roof.
I feel it kicking in already. I'm gonna go home and show my girl.
Okay, but don't forget to drink 16 to 32 ounces of water.
Hey, baby.
Ooh, look who brought their A game.
And the A is for apocalypse, cause I'm about to blow your back up. Ow!
Ooh, I love it when you bring your...
Hey, what's good, YouTube? It's your man Ronin, back with another one, and you already see the title of the video, but before I get into the meat of it, I want to do some housekeeping. I want to make it a point, Monday through Friday, I'm going to submit my videos between the times of 3 a.m. to 5 a.m., and I'm doing that solely because I want to reach my target audience, which is mainly veterans, but civilians are privy to this information as well. Because the thing is, I have that time to really get those thoughts out and get on the start of my day. Now, also the 5-minute fire watch, that could be at random. It could be throughout the day, whatever, even the weekends. But I want to keep a little housekeeping going. That way I stay on course. And thank you guys for supporting me, both new and old, and looking to put out forth actual solid content that'll help us as men who aspire to have principles and purpose exercise every day. So with that being said, I want to talk to you about the title of this video. Just like prosperity preaching or preachers, these renowned charlatans who use the lure of hope or abuse of faith to actually steal, pilfer, and destroy most people, mainly men. They'll have you believe in lies, not just lies lived, but lies promoted within yourself. And see, when you have the concept of red pill, which the original definition was the presentation of unedited truth, what mattered was what you were going to do with it when you were presented with it. But see, over time, you have these, not only these misinformation gurus out in front, but something I like to put in the lexicon is these purgatory pastors out here. These internet guerrilla pimps who use the religion of misinformation to basically beat the shit out of all of us men who aspire to make a difference for ourselves, to make honest decisions. Now, these individuals, they tend to hide behind the gynocracy banner. So when we think of gynocracy, we're thinking about these itchy pussy type women, these hard-footed harlots that run around here and wreak havoc, not just on every level of society, but any means and implements they use to wreak havoc to men. The image of men, the idea of men, the necessity of men. But see, these male gynocrats are even worse. See, it's these poorly camouflaged charlatans who use a lot of insidious ways to become spiritual cancers, which affect you on every level of the 10 life values. I'm going to show you what I mean. See, like gynocrats, true to their nature, they use sign language. These individuals shame you. These individuals use insults. You motherfuckers are broke. Think about guilt. If you don't pay me, I'm going to pout. Or I'm going to inflict a punishment onto you to basically shake the can and do my internet version of aggressive panhandling or offline. And the need to be right. Now, have you noticed when it comes to the need to be right, you can never question these motherfuckers. Anytime you seek answers, number one, you have to pay them right up front, a nonsensical fee or toll. And two, you never get the answers you need. Not in a brotherly fashion. You get a lot of attitude, a little sass, because you have the audacity to question their assumed godhood or false leadership. See, in the military, I learned, even before then, great leaders create great leaders. See, we learned in order to lead, you have to learn how to follow. And the thing is, when it comes to these preachers of propaganda, these ministers of misinformation, the fact that you have to hold them to account makes you a target. They'll send some very spiteful responses to you, both through email or just in general. They'll try to clown you in front of the public. Now, there are some solid men out there who are on point, who will challenge you to be better. They will force you to face yourself. But see, these pieces of shit that I'm talking about, they'll do anything to keep you mired in that fog of confusion. And see, what they get you to learn and indoctrinate yourself into doing is throwing away your better self out of it. Instead of using your right mind, using your intuition, following your heart, and the information meant to get you out of this maze of mediocrity. They'll use that to monetize their bullshit. See, how would you feel knowing that you subscribe to this, the lost value system? See, number one, when you put wealth first, you have no detachment. See, the thing is, you become the world's bottom. You think putting your faith into depreciating assets is a great thing, but really that makes you prey to depreciating assholes who want you to fall in the same old pit of darkness within them. Alongside them. Then when it comes to leisure, they don't want you to have any discipline. You have no limit, no creative recharge. What they want you to do is to pay them to stay like children. Silly time. Wearing yourself out, run around with bullshit narratives. See, this is where individuals get you to panhandle for panties. Get you stuck and mired in punani politics. Instead of understanding there's a bigger world outside of that. You start becoming a man of principle and purpose and direction. And the thing is, when it comes to no restraint, no limit, that way you start expending your energy to where all you have to do is like you be a slave to entertainment versus a pillar of empowerment. Then we look at the profession. You know Chris Brown's song, "These Hoes Ain't Loyal." Well, how's it feel knowing when you listen to these pieces of shit, you become a hoe's hoe? You're not loyal to the mission of unfucking yourself, learning how to untuck your nuts. See, the thing is, granted, all of us have been cut and scarred by a lot of these chicken heads, but you have to remember, they've been given permission to perform in our presence. We gave them the time. We gave them the stage. We gave them opportunity. And yeah, might have been short or long, you gave them opportunity to write damage into your place. Because you were missing something. Because you were blinded in your perception. How you viewed yourself, how you viewed your time, how you viewed everything important to you and about you. But see, this is where these ministers of propaganda. That's what they thrive in. They use a lot of misdirection in order to get what they want and need. Hit my cap app. One of many phrases they'll say. Now I know I've edited that, but you get where I'm going. You look at here at education. It shows that you have no discipline. See, education isn't limited to school. That's one thing. That's going into, certain fields of life. But see, the real education is what you learn from the lessons learned from the past. That way you can correct the present. That way you can have a better future. See, when it comes to these conflict creators, see, a lot of them whisper sweet nothings into your ear. Something that'll trigger you to make you feel good about something. We all know there's strags out there. But see, it takes a strag to know a strag. And male strags are the worst because they'll have you run around with these nonsensical narratives. And when you die tired from wasted opportunities, to wasted resources and funds, they will basically fuck you out of your purpose. And I say this with all due respect to the dead. You can use Force Window as an example. Because this is a man who had family. This is a man who had a solid job. And he went from having a solid sense of self to questioning everything that he acquired. But what do these propaganda artists promote? You're wasting your time. What you're living is an illusion. Which originally the OGs that were men's rights activists. See, this is a problem with the revisionist history. This space was started by them. We were looking to address the issues that are outstanding to this day. But see, now we're getting into not just punani politics. We're getting into rugged individualism, which is the new religion of the day. You're worshiping internet idols who are leading you off the fucking cliff of obscurity and danger. They're not preparing you to arm yourself with information, how to execute as men. At one time, we used to promote family. We used to worry about the welfare of our kids. But look at the space it's become. Because you refuse to learn from your mistakes and learn from credible content creators who will challenge you to face yourself and the dangers around you. Now the space is wrought with child molesters and all sorts of shitbags that some of those around us celebrate in public. Then you look at mobility. No fair structure. I'm going to keep it short with this one. When you're with these propaganda artists, they'll have you chasing your tail and wasting your time. They don't tell you the truth because the truth is not in them. See, when you know who you are, what you're about, and why you're here, you don't have time to waste with monkey shit. It's cool we sit there and find things to unwind to get rid of the stressors that we deal with. But you have to remember, as men, we're supposed to oppose environment. And see what they do, they neuter your masculinity. They keep you centered on staying in Never Never Land. I don't want to grow up. I don't want to face myself. And although that's one of the most toughest battles you will have, that's where the most important ground you need to regain and retain. Then we're looking at your dwelling. You notice there's a lot of guys in this space. There's always these internet mandingo fights. All these individuals who are clout fishing, catfishing, hat fishing. You put a fish to it, these guys are doing it. And they're feeding off of you. And you notice they don't know how to function within a peaceful setting. They hate the idea of organic brotherhood because you had to hold brothers to account. system, order, and structure, using the 4 P's correctly and the 4 T's. See, when you exercise those things, that will not only expose these pieces of shit, but it'll make it unfit and unsafe for them to be around here. But I'll continue. Then you're looking at appearance. Now, that should go without saying, but I have to go into it. A lot of these conflict creators, some of them will show their face. Well, the illusion of an upstanding man, which is the worst kind of camouflage there. Now, some of these individuals who are not camera friendly, the only service they do good is hiding behind the camera. Some of them are the faces of visual terrorism. Now, with all cutting aside, both of them mean you no good. See, then when it comes to your appearance, they get you to run away from this. Now, you notice they will never discuss any of these. And here's how they do it. By getting you riled up over stupid shit. Worrying about what a chicken head is talking about it doing. What they fail to realize, fail to realize is how much the world is really fucking you over. Especially them. And the cold part of it is, they will demand you pay them for every stroke with no Vaseline. Then we get to the family part. Oh well, they've done a real good number on us brothers too. See, with me going out of town and spending time with my little baby brother and his family, I realize I am missing parts of my lineage, my connection to my family. And see, what they got you to ignore is a lot of these olders refuse to be elders, handing down information to those behind them, grooming them to become elders themselves. They get you to ignore the necessity of rites of passage. That way, you got a lot of lost and confused boys forced to grow up in a very anti-man world. The danger of revisionist history is because when you allow elders to become elders, ignorant of their place in the hierarchy of men. When an elder dies, they say in a proverb, an entire library is burnt down. Now you wonder why you got a lot of males who, regardless of age, are lost as fuck. They don't know how to take care of themselves. They don't know how to talk to each other. They don't know how to adapt to an ever-changing world that hates them. They don't know how to combat this stuff. In the meantime, they put a priority on entertainment rather than be empowered and not just fuck themselves, but the world we live in. You see, this is why you have these hyenas, these male hyenas, use all this nonsensical misinformation as magic, confusion as an opiate. They'll have you drunk off yourself and whatever bullshit vice you have in order to keep you ensnared in this cycle of hell and get paid for it. But I'm gonna finish up. Then we talk about, plus you have no love and support from the people who give a damn about you. It isn't just your family, whatever. If you have a brotherhood, it's checks and balances. Hey, bruh, what you talking about is bullshit. You need to check that. Notice how that's been dismissed in this space. Then you're looking at your health. You got a lot of guys who are not eating right. You got guys who do go to the gym. But when they go to the gym, it's for the purpose of pursuing panties, not for empowerment of himself. There's still some discipline. Take some pride in his health and his appearance. And it's a spiritual thing. The thing is, when I go work out among others who do, it's a way to unwind. It's a way to, focus on seeing the process of growth going. See if you're disciplined enough to focus on, I need to get this done. I need to handle this. if I'm going to be regimented, it has to be in a positive perspective. But see, when they get you all caught up in the appearance, they also tell you like there is no hope. All these chicks are the same. You know, hey, you Negroes ain't gonna be nothing. Thing is, you need to take the cataracts out of your eyes and the cotton balls out of your ears and verify everything that's been thrown at you. Are these conflict creators challenge you to become better? Or they challenge you to stay mired in mediocrity, to rot in real time? And meanwhile, be the real-time grave robbers of broken men. And then the last thing, which is most important, spiritual. They can't tell you the fucking truth because the truth ain't in them. They're not built for that. Everything they say, everything they do, it's always a hustle. See, what you're seeing is the masculine shell game. Hey, I'm for the brothers. Till they get a few shekels of silver. Then they show you who they really are. See, the thing is, live or dead, you're just a number to them. This is why you got to exercise the 4 T's on them. You have to remember you are worth the time. And when you remember you are worth the time, you start looking into yourself. You start understanding that you are worth the toll. And knowing that self-improvement is going to be a hard process, but a necessary one. It's not going to be filled with a lot of sunny days or whatnot. You're going to take some L's here and there, but those are lessons. That way you learn to not be a prisoner of perspective. You start becoming empowered by the lessons you learn. You're not a slave to revisionist history. Because being a revisionist historian, that is rife with some very serious consequences, as you see to this day. You have to understand you are worth the trouble. That comes with a vetting process. Filtering the information and the misinformation you're getting. And if it conflicts with not just your intuition, but your principles and your purpose, you know exactly what you're supposed to do. You'll hold no qualms about it. See, personally, there are some people who I thought they were cool and on point. But see, when they sit there, they said some things and my intuition started bothering me. That let me know I'm supposed to follow my first mind. Individuals like that, you either give them the slow Dirk Nowitzki fade, some you got to cut the fuck off immediately. It's a matter of safety and survival. Especially in this day and age where if you allow yourself to become blinded by the bullshit, you will be a target. A ready target. An easy target. Now the threat is, once you realize you are meant for greatness, that you are meant for more, and you're willing to stand on your principles and your purpose, these purgatory pastors see you as a threat. Now they will use sign language to come at you. They'll let you know, like, you know what? You're a hater. You're all these nonsensical, goofy titles, but the thing is, what that lets you know is, I see things for what they are. And you're full of shit. You move funny. That's not what men are supposed to do. I have actual standards, realistic standards, and I'm going to stand on them. That makes you a problem. That way, you stop turning these purgatory pastors. You convert them from being your every monetary pimp to speed bumps on the way to masculine recovery. Learning how to heal before you build. Learn how to be victors instead of victims. Because in this day and age, in this world, no one's trying to hear no excuses. But we're making it a point to convert this space, not just online, but offline, into an infirmary of information, to where brothers can actually dress things, get those weights off of them, and get back into being productive men, masculine men, men who are about the right, men who are talking about legacy, man shit, being for progressive, making ourselves toxic to the actual vermin who want to feed you toxic mindsets, narratives, and bullshit to keep you stymied as men. So what you actually see when you understand what you're dealing with as far as these purgatory pastors, what you just saw was biocultaron. See what they spew into your head right here. This is the intent. This is the battleground. This is why I say it's spiritual war. You have to vet everything that's been coming to you. And if you know you're about the right as men, it's going to hit your spirit like, you know what? I got to stop this nonsense being shed to me. I have to address the things not just within myself, but around myself. That way I can help change the culture. See, what you have with these purgatory pastors, they thrive on a culture of confusion. Anytime you clear that fog, you're a problem. You can see the snakes for what they are. That what makes it toxic for them, the environment. You become a conduit of change, constructive change. You're no longer a fluffer to failures. You can be a beacon of brilliance. Masculine evolution. That's what we got to get back to. That's what we will get back to. That's why we promote the 10 life values. Because this makes the difference between maggles versus actual men. You talk about your spiritual, your health, your family, your parents, your dwelling. You take care of the eternal 5. And then the external 5 will come to you in due season. Your mobility, your education, your profession, your leisure, and wealth. Both an intangible and tangible asset. But it requires the spiritual to anchor it all. Now in closing, since we're a solution-oriented channel, this is what we're talking about. We already see what the problem. These purgatory pastors have been allowed to dwell here rent-free and for far too long. Preparation. You need to see with your own eyes what a lot of us are seeing. But that's to resonate not just here, but in here. This motherfucker's full of shit. See, you got content creators who will challenge you to fact check them. They might not get it all right all the time. But the thing is, instead of nitpicking over shit, you have to look at it as like, is this person challenge me to be a better version of me? Or this person put me in a position to fuck me over? That's a question you have to answer for yourself. But the thing is, are you prepared for the answer? And what are you going to do about it? The plan. Now that's left entirely up to you. You can stay mired in mediocrity. Or you're going to look to put in the work to fix your situation. To face yourself and see the greater self. And brighten that light within yourself. No longer be ashamed of who you are as a man. See, in this society, they don't like men like that. But when you think about it, they need them. They're not going to admit it openly. But you have to put yourself in a position to when you see everything go to shit, you become the commodity. You become valued above measure, beyond measure. The pursuit, that relies on you. Now, there's going to be times where we sit there and slack off. But it's on you to understand with your intuition, your better mind, your principles and your purpose. How important is it to you to be a better man? How? Only you can answer that. And the last part is perfection. You're not perfect, but you always strive to be perfect or perfect your situation. We all are respective artists. We have our respective gifts. And perfecting that takes time. It takes dedication. It takes motivation. It takes you remembering who you were in the past versus where you are in the present to determine where you're going in the future. Are you prepared to make that journey? And if not, get around the right people to help you prepare for that, to get you mentally fortified, spiritually sound. Because these pieces of shit out here who basically want you to pay them to give them an internet bukkake, that has to stop. If you value yourself and your time, you'll see them for who they are and move accordingly. Now put all that together and you'll see a better future for yourself. It may take time. And whenever you see immediate results, do not become a slave to instant gratification, because we have to undo a lot of mess that has been accumulated over time. A lot of hurts, a lot of scars, a lot of knots within us. Some things we need to address with our family. Some things we need to address with ourselves. Many things we have to address all around us. But in order to become an effective brotherhood, you have to be a better man for yourself, to yourself. With that being said, I want to say much love to you guys. I wish you well. And look, I encourage you guys to be pushing yourselves forward. I always say never allow your comfort zone become your coffin. And with that being said, when you allow these purgatory pastors to continue to pimp you out, the onus is on you. Are you going to be a parishioner to these internet failures, or these masculine morons, pseudo-masculine morons? Or are you going to learn to stand up and have more faith in who you are meant to be, what you are in real time, and where you're going? It's all on you, fellas. Semper Fi.